Bright, bubbly, carefree. That's how most people remember Sayori from Doki Doki Literature Club. But what if I told you that this cheerful exterior masks one of the most profound portrayals of hidden depression in video game history? Today, we're going to talk about how Sayori, often dismissed as a childhood best friend trope, is actually one of the most misunderstood characters in DDLC. When we first meet Sayori, she's late, running to school, smiling, lighthearted. She greets the player with a goofy energy and a clumsy, cute personality. On the surface, but there are signs, small cracks in the mask. Sometimes I just want to crawl into a hole and die. She brushes this off with a laugh. We're meant to think she's joking, but she isn't. That's the first misunderstanding. Players, like the protagonist, take her at face value. Her bubbly energy isn't proof of joy. It's camouflage, a desperate attempt to remain lovable while drowning internally. When Sayori finally opens up about her depression, it's raw, it's real. It's unsettling. What makes Sayori's arc stand out is that it doesn't romanticize mental illness. It shows how depression isn't always visible. It doesn't come with dark eyeliner or angsty music. Sometimes it smiles, it giggles. For example, someone like Robin Williams, telling jokes to make others feel better while suffering in silence. Players misunderstood Sayori because her depression didn't look like what we expect from media depictions. She didn't want attention. She wanted to avoid being a burden. And this leads us to her next tragedy. Her decision. One of the most painful lines delivered by Sayori was when she said, "The truth is, I've already decided. I hate myself so much. I just want to punish myself." This moment is jarring, but it reveals another misunderstood layer. Sayori isn't sad for no reason. She blames herself for feeling like a burden, and this is something many people with depression experience, guilt for needing help. Even when offered love, Sayori doubts her right to receive it. Her confession to the protagonist isn't a cry for attention, it's her final act of honesty. She wants to spare others from her pain, even if it costs her everything. One of the most debated moments in the game is when Sayori confesses her feelings. Whether you say "I love you" or you try to friend zone her, the outcome is always the same. She unalives herself. Some players see this as a lack of agency. Others have called it manipulative. But here's the truth. This moment is about helplessness. The game makes you feel what it's like to try to help someone and still lose them in the end. And Sayori becomes the face of that helplessness, not because she's weak, but because she's trapped in a mental loop that tells her she's beyond saving. The misunderstanding here is that her death is avoidable. It's not about poor choices, it's about how depression warps reality. While Monica breaks the fourth wall and Yuri represents obsession, Sayori represents something far more grounded. Human vulnerability. She is the emotional heart of the literature club. She starts the club. She connects the characters. She gives you a reason to join. And in Act 3, when she becomes president after Monica is deleted, her inner turmoil returns, and it's twisted by the game's corrupted reality. The ending implies that even in a perfect world, Sayori's tendency to put others first will continue to hurt her. She is not just a tragic figure. She is the symbol of emotional honesty in a world that punishes it. Sayori is not just the sad girl in a horror game. She's the representation of what depression looks like behind a smile. She's the embodiment of pain we often ignore because it doesn't look serious. She's a reminder to check on your friends, especially the happy ones. We misunderstand Sayori because we weren't taught to look deeper. We misunderstood Sayori because we didn't look hard enough. We misunderstood Sayori because we weren't taught to look deeper. But once we do, we realize that her pain, her strength, is something everyone can relate to. We find not just tragedy, but truth. Sayori wears the continuous mask to protect the main character, the protagonist, from having to deal with what her head is like. She shows us that depression does not always come to a face value, that it can be hidden on the inside until it breaks you. So the next time you encounter someone with a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes, don't accept it. Dig deeper. You may just uncover a story worth hearing. And if you or anyone you know or love are experiencing issues with your mental health, please reach out. You will never be alone. There will always be resources.